people in the community, the city, nobody's really looking at that. I think when you're a reporter, I think there's two kinds of stories that you cover, and they're both very valid. There's what I call CYA stories, which is cover your ass. You know, when there's going back to DACA, right? The cover your ass story is to cover what the mayor's saying, and you have to cover that, because if you don't, and everybody thinks that they don't have to do a CYA story, it never gets covered. So you need to do the CYA stories, but you also have to do the stories that are nuanced. You have to do the stories that nobody thinks about. I think in journalism, a lot of it's a herd mentality. All the reporters kind of like gravitate toward the thing. But as a reporter, you're always having to look for a different angle. And that's why I bring up illegal conversions, because people talk about AMI. What about the issue of new immigrants at NYCHA? Lori Kumble, one of the council members, put up a whole big thing. Why are Chinese moving into NYCHA? That's traditionally our housing. But the truth is, NYCHA shouldn't be there for people as a lifestyle. It should be there. You need the housing, you live there, the kids grow up, they move out, they get educated, and the next group should move in. I mean, maybe that's true and maybe it's not, but I think as a reporter, that's a good issue to look at. I think if you have illegal conversions, it's an important issue, because if there's a fire, God forbid, a lot of innocent people could die. But the other question is, the other end of that equation is, where do these people live? The population's exploding over in that particular part of Brooklyn. So
what are they saying in the race of it? There's a big contested race in the 38th district.
Well, we're in Sunset. Well, actually, that issue is both the 38th and the 43rd, which is Kadir, our reporter, who's covering it. And there's a real issue in my mind about what you can maybe call racism against Asians, because they're moving into Dyker Heights and Bensonhurst. It's not only Sunset Park. You know, there's a big issue, because the city and the mayor and all the progressives are like, illegal conversions, they're horrible, and they are. But it has to, something has to give them.
Well, what's happening when they try to move into Bensonhurst and Dyker Heights?
Well, they're moving in illegally. It's illegal conversion.
I got you.
They have nowhere else to go. And Dyker Heights and Bensonhurst is what they call bedroom community. So they like these low-rise housing, and the people there don't want to realize they might need a bigger development over there.
Who's the bad guy in that case? Is it unscrupulous landlords? Maybe there is no bad guy. Maybe this is supply and demand. People just in good faith trying to sort of meet an unexpected need.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad guy.
Well, I mean, when somebody burns to death in their illegal basement because the fire department can't get to them, clearly they'll be a bad guy.
Oh, true. Okay. Yeah.
But I just mean, is this a question of people unscrupulously and deliberately saying, I will pack in as many people as possible so I can get more rent, or is it kind of one-offs?
I think it's that you're speaking of one half of the equation. You have to look at the other half. The one half is the one-offs, the guy that's trying to pack the people in and make the money. But the other side of the equation is, where is city government here providing housing opportunity when you have no Asian elected officials? There's no movement to elect Asian American officials. And these people don't have a voice.